So, all the little toolbars that you have on your smartboard. This is just a video that's going to kind of explain what those little toolbars do. The first thing you're going to have to do to get into the Smart Notebook is to click on the Smart Notebook. This is it right here. So, when you click on the Smart Notebook, it'll bring you to a screen that looks like this. This screen has the toolbar on it. You'll see on mine the toolbar is on the bottom, but if you click on the little arrow at the right there, it'll move your toolbar to the top, which is useful for kids because kids aren't that tall. It's kind of funny to watch the little ones try to get up to the top, but if you don't want to be funny and you just want to work with it, move the toolbar to the bottom. In order to do that, you push that little button. All right? First thing we have on the left-hand side, right here, is the shade. The shade is one of the most useful things you can use. What it does is it covers up part of your screen. So you see that little dot will pull down your shade. Pulls it up and down. So if you have notes right here that you wrote, or spelling words, math problems that you want to reveal slowly, you pick the shade, and you can, number one, there's the answer to number one. Number two, the answer to number two. You can do the same thing on the side, left to right. So that's the shade. Next to the shade is the full screen. So the full screen. If you click on full screen, it's pretty straightforward. It makes it full screen so you don't have any of the things off to the side. Full screen. Click right here, this little box, and it won't always be right here. Sometimes they move it around, and it'll take it back. All right. Next to the full screen, you've got transparent screen. So this thing right here, transparent screen. It just puts all your smart stuff on your regular page. So if I'm using let's use Google Earth, and I want to use my Smart Notebook, you can't actually use Google Earth very well because it slows it down. But you can draw on Google Earth and then put it back into the Smart Notebook if you want. The Smart Notebook, if you're doing things, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, mine's flipping all over the place because there's a lot going on. When you get too many things going on, Smartboard will slow down. But if you want to use the Smart Notebook, the tools in the Smart Notebook easily outside of Smart Notebook, that's one way you could do it. I don't usually do that. I usually just use the toolbar off to the side, this thing right here. But you can do it like that. Next to the transparent screen, you've got the double view. So, where did my screen go? So right down here, you've got double view. If you have two pages, right now I only have one, so let's get another page. Move this out of the way. I need another page. So we've got two pages we're working on. So you can flip back and forth between the two. So this is page 2. Move this to the top. I usually keep mine at the top because I just keep it on the top. But I've got two pages here. You can flip back and forth between the two. You can add another page to go back and forth. You click here on the left, you can see I've got 3 different pages. First page, second page, third page has nothing on it. And if I want to flip between those, I want to see more than one at one time. So if you're doing 2 separate things, you want to refer back to another math problem, you want to talk about something you talked about earlier, you want to refer to other notes or a map that you have on there, you can use the 1 page, 2 page to do that. Next to that, you've got screen capture. Which is this little camera right up here. So that little camera will make it so that you can capture parts of the screen. So it's like cutting and pasting just part of the screen. So if I want to pick, I'm going to pick the polygon there, which is just a shape. Click on it, draw a circle around something. It'll take that, it'll copy it, save it to ink notes, and it'll put it on another page. So you can see it just copied the part that I circled. I'm going to do it like this. Let's actually go back. And I can just do the same thing with another part of it. So that's just screen capture. If you want to capture the whole screen, I'll tell you, if you hold on it long enough, I'll tell you what it does. This one captures the whole screen. Whatever you put a square around, it'll capture that. and save it to another page. So if you want to copy and paste just part of your presentation or part of what you have, you can use that. Next to the screen capture, you've got a document camera. This thing right here. Smart has some really cool document cameras that are really expensive, so we don't have any, so don't worry about that. Next to the screen capture, you've got a table button. It just draws a table. So if you want a table, it'll put a table in for you, and you can manipulate your table. So if I want to move that over, just click on it, move it over, make this bigger, make this bigger. That's the table button. Next to the table button, you've got just a little pen. This little pen just makes it so you can write with your finger. Sometimes it's easier for the kids not to bother with the pens and just write with their finger. Or if you want to make an arrow, you can make an arrow. Click on it again. Want to highlight something, you can highlight something. Eraser, erases, hence the name eraser. Eraser is good for is getting rid of everything at once. There's no get rid of everything at once without saving, without messing up what you saved. So if I have this, I want to get rid of just this green section right here. I can click on the eraser button and erase it. Or if you put a circle around everything and then tap your circle, you'll get rid of everything in the circle. The arrow button draws different arrows or different lines. So if I want a line like this, if I'm doing a points, it does that. All right. Oh, we skipped over this one. Sorry about that. So I accidentally skipped over the kind of the fun one. This thing right here. Yep, right there. So you click on that. You can draw in all these different forms. So if you want to draw a line that looks like that, you can do that. If you want to draw in smiley faces, that's kind of useful. If you're throwing a koosh ball at the board, these are pretty indestructible. So if I'm throwing a koosh ball at the board, you have a target, or you're throwing it at math problems, you can take a koosh ball. You can technically take a tennis ball. They tell me that they're indestructible. I have seen a gouge out of a couple of them. And you throw it. That was a throw. You throw it there, it'll make a mark. So if you're playing a game or you want to throw something at your smartboard for some reason, some kind of contest, you can do that. It's up to you what you do with it, but try not to break it. Next one over, we've got, let me clear this out. So I take my eraser, put a big circle around everything I just did, tap in the middle, and these lines do not go away. Click on that. You need to select the arrow right there if you want to do anything besides as far as moving stuff around. So if I want to move this arrow, I have to have the arrow selected. If I try to do it with this, then it just draws on it. If I try to move stuff around with this, it draws on it. So you need to have the arrow selected to do anything. All right, next we've got the shape maker. So shape, it's pretty straightforward. You draw shapes. And there's kind of neat shapes you can draw. The next one over, the pen drawing, it is a pen that you use to draw shapes. So draw symbols and shapes. So I click on this, I draw a circle, or an oval, makes it a circle. I draw a square, makes it a square. I draw a line, makes it a line. It just takes whatever you draw and makes it into an actual shape. Not sure exactly all the things that it does, but it just pretty straightforward shapes. The Magic Pen is one of the best tools that it has. A lot of people don't use it very much, but if you want to highlight things, so we're talking about this X on the right-hand side here. So if I circle the X, it'll put a spotlight on the X. If you're talking especially about maps or other things that you want to zoom in on, if you put a square, now you have to be very precise and you have to make sure everything connects. You put a square, it'll zoom in. So it's going to be your zoom also. You Click on the X and it goes away. So the magic pen, to highlight things or put a spotlight on things, or to zoom in. All right? The fill. The fill is a fill. So we fill effects, whatever color you want to fill it. We want to fill that color, fill effects, and you can play with it over here on the left-hand side. And fill effects again. I want to make this one green. The one thing about the fill effects, you have to use either the shapes right here or the shapes right here to do it. So if I just draw a circle and then I try to fill my circle, it won't work. I can fill the X right next to it, but I can't fill a hand-drawn anything. Even though obviously my lines are connected, still it won't fill for me. That'll fill, that will fill, hand-drawn won't fill. Text. You want to type? You can type. In order to type, you can either push the button on the bottom of the board, and it'll bring up a keyboard for you, ASDF, or you can type from the computer. The keyboard that comes up on the screen is kind of a pain. If you have to type a lot, don't use it. Way to the right, math people. This is your math tools. Or if you're making grid maps and you want to demonstrate to the kids how to use a grid map, this is what you're going to use. So I have my ruler right here. Oops. Put back on this. You can move your ruler around. You can rotate your ruler. If I need more than 15 inches, I can extend my ruler. If I want to draw a straight line. So if you draw that line up here, you can see the straight line. It'll put a straight line. Well, theoretically, it'll put a straight line on your ruler. It's supposed to put a straight line on your ruler. Let's try this again. Straight line. There we go. Straight line. And I can draw, you can't see it, but I'm drawing all over the place. My line's still straight. Same thing with the compass here. You want to draw a straight line along the edge, you got to start on the edge. It'll draw a straight line along the edge for you. Although this one, there we go. So apparently it takes 2 times for it to work. Not really, but this time it did. There's a compass, so if you're teaching the kids how to use a compass, and it tells you right at the top, you can see how many degrees it is. 148. Your angle is, well, that's not a 148 degree angle. 280. All right, so this is the toolbar. If you have any questions, you can come see me, but it's pretty straightforward. Lots of it you just have to play with. The big ones that you're going to use are the magic pen right there. It's good for highlighting things. The screen pull right here. And, of course, the fun little shapes right there.